Hello friends, my name is Shayla and today I am here to talk about some books that feature prominent love stories for you. I did this video 2 years ago that I called it Lovely Reads. So this is Lovely Reads 2.0 for the same reason. So these are recommendations that feature romance in lieu of Valentine's Day coming up. I know Valentine's Day is not everybody's thing. It's not really my thing either. But I still love books that feature a good romance. So that's what we're going to talk about here today. So I've got 10 recommendations for you today. So let's just dig right in. The first one I'm going to recommend is Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson. When it comes to Brandon Sanderson novels, this features my favorite romance he's ever done. It's nice and slow burn. There's some angst involved, political marriage involved. Like, it is really, really good. Ciri and the God King have an amazing relationship, and I hope you guys check out this book and enjoy that. I talked at length about this in my previous wrap-up, so I'm not going to go into details here about what it is, but I will link the wrap-up down below for you. These next 3 books all kind of fall into that smutty romance category of romance books, and sometimes that's what you need. You just want a little smut in your life, so I've got 3 I'm going to talk about. 2 are more like truly smutty, and then the other one is like emotional with steamy scenes more. So we'll gradually get back into regular stuff. So the first one I'm going to talk about is Wicked Nights by Gina Showalter. These covers are super embarrassing, by the way. These are like paranormal urban fantasy romance novels. I particularly liked these ones. They involve angels and demons. Felt a little bit like grown up, not as well written Daughter of Smoke and Bone. I think that's probably the easiest way I can describe this particular series. Gina Showalter wrote the Alice in Wonderland and Zombie series, so if you like her writing at all and want some smut, check these out. The next one is More to Love by Alison Bliss. This is, I would probably say, the whole series at this point. There are 3 books in the Perfect Fit series by Alison Bliss, and I would recommend all 3 because I have now read all 3. You'll hear more about that in my mid-month wrap-up. But I do have a full review on this book, which again, I will leave linked down below so you can get more details in that one. Okay, this is the one that's going to be like a very emotionally charged yet steamy book, and that is Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. I've got a full review of this one coming out on Tuesday, so look forward to that, and again, that will contain a lot more details. Just know that this story involves Bree, who suffered a tragedy back home, ended up getting in the car and just driving, landed in this small town in Maine. First day in town, goes to the grocery store, bumps into a man named, she finds out is later named Archer, who, you know, her bag breaks, things spill out, he helps her pick it all up, but he doesn't say a word to her. She comes to find out he was in a car accident as a kid and can't talk because of it. Everybody assumes he's mute and stupid, but that's very much not the case. He actually knows sign, and she knows sign because her father was deaf, and they start to build a friendship over that, and obviously it turns into more if I'm talking about it in this video, so check this one out. It comes out on Tuesday. This next one is a manga recommendation, and that is Fruits Basket. This one is by Natsumi Takiya. So I've been recently rewatching the anime on this one while I color, and it just reminds me how sweet and lovely the romance is in this one. It starts out as a love triangle but grows into very prominently different relationships, and I really love how this story grows and the relationship's a slow burn. Like, I really, really super enjoy Fruits Basket. If you go in expecting it to be, you know, not something that's funny and slapstick, like, you're gonna be disappointed. This is very light, very fluffy, very shoujo, and I still love it for what it is. These next 2 books are actually books about books or books about bookshops that I really enjoy the romance, how it plays out in both these novels, so I wanted to share both. The first one is The Readers of Broken Wheel Recommend by Katarina Bibold. This also involves immigration, has some great diversity rep in it, so I would love for you guys to check this out. This is about a woman who comes to this small town to visit her friend. She's from Iceland? No, Sweden. Sorry, Sweden. So she's from Sweden, but she's had this pen pal in this small town, and so she goes to visit her, and 2 days before she arrives, she passes away. Because her friend was an older woman who ran a bookshop, so she kind of gets put up in her house, because that's the only where in town for her to stay, and she ends up opening a bookshop and staying, and relationships blossom, and it is beautiful, beyond beautiful. I highly recommend checking this out if you haven't, or if it's been low-key, like on your radar, please check this one out. I really enjoy it. It was one of my favorite reads of 2016, I want to say. God, it has been that long since I've read it, but it's really, really good. I ended up giving this one 5 stars, so I highly recommend this one. And next up is one I actually finished just last night, and you'll hear about that again more in my mid-month wrap-up, and that is How to Find Love in a Bookshop by Veronica Henry. This is a very British book about a British bookshop and how it came to be, and how the bookshop ends up affecting 6 relationships in the small town that it is located in. So I highly suggest picking it up, and that's all I want to tell you about this book going in, because I think it's better to go in not knowing more than that to what's going to happen in the story. This story was really well written. It broke me at certain points, but it had to break me to get me to where it was in the end, and I absolutely loved it for it. Alrighty. Next up is just a fun contemporary that I read not too long ago, and that is Love and Gelada by Jenna Evans Welch. This is a love story that takes place in Italy, and it's about this young woman whose mother passes away, and her mother wanted her to go and live with her father, who she's been estranged from, never met, in Italy. He lives in Italy, and she decides to go, give it the summer, give it a try, ends up meeting a young man there. They start to hit it off, build a great friendship, all those kind of things. She starts to get to know her father. It is beautiful. If you like Richard Paul Evans at all, this is his daughter, so it does have some notes of that, but I also know we're getting a sequel in this one this year. So I'm actually a sequel, or at least another one in this series that she's writing. It's called Love and Luck, I believe. And so I'm excited to get that as well, but I did really enjoy this one, so please check it out if you haven't. I've said that about all of them, guys, sorry. But yes, check this out. And last but not least is the only YA fantasy that ended up in this pile, so that surprises me because I read a lot of YA fantasy. But that is The Star-Touched Queen by Roshani Chokshi. This is a Hades and Persephone retelling that I thought was very well done. I really enjoyed it. It also has a lot of Indian themes brought into it, and I really like how that played out very, very much. So if you have thought about picking up The Star-Touched Queen at all, I highly suggest you do. I know the second one follows a different couple, A Crown of Wishes follows a different couple, and I have not read that one, so I cannot speak for it, but this one was lovely, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I've actually been considering rereading it again because I remember just inhale reading this, so I would love to read it again, take it at a slower burn, and just enjoy it for what it is. So friends, those are 10 lovely recommendations for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe if you haven't, and tell me in the comments down below what book features your favorite romance, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.